Brought to you by CHM, a biblically based alternative to health insurance. Learn more at chministries.org/budget.
So I'm 25, married. I got a daughter and about $550,000 in debt, including a mortgage. Just kind of feels like I have your Every Dollar app. I've been trying to use it, but even then, it just feels really overwhelming. Trying to see basically no light at the end of the tunnel. So, right. So I just need some guidance, basically, on how to work it out from here.
How much consumer debt do you have? Let's separate the mortgage out because that'll help take away this mountain of debt you're looking at.
Sure, yeah. 1 second here. I have $145,000 home equity line of credit, $14,000 personal line of credit on my wife's side that was transferred over from a student loan, $1,000 credit card, and a $5,000 credit card. So about $165,000 total.
What was the home equity line for?
Consolidating other debt.
What was that debt?
2 cars that we had, and then some of it too was basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. Right, my wife went on here in Ontario. Like, you get 18 months of maternity leave, right? So, but when you are on 18 months, the subsidy that you get from the government is very low. Like, it could be maybe $500 a month, right? So I was using that to pay for our home expenses too, on top of that.
So she couldn't afford to go on 18 months worth of leave, but did it anyway.
12 or 18 months, yeah, is what you get. So
yeah, no, you don't get it at full. You get it at $500 a month and starve to death. So she couldn't. You guys could not afford for her to go out for 18 months, but she did anyway.
Yeah, she was on maternity leave for that time. Yeah.
Then use debt to fund it, essentially.
Yeah, at the time I was working a commission job, right? So I wasn't making a steady income. You know, at a time during that 18 months.
At the time, you couldn't afford for her to take that much time off, and she did anyway.
Yes.
Okay, I want y'all to hear that. Because you can't go into these things and you fall backward into them again. You can do that once, but you need to learn what the mistake was. And the mistake was you can't look up and go, well, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
That's not an option when you're broke. All right. So what do you make now?
I make about 80 to 100,000.
What does she make now?
About 65-ish, 70.
Okay, so you make 165.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will get raises for the next 4 years.
How long has she been back to work?
For about 6 to 8 months now.
Okay, because you should have easily been making it with both of you working and making progress. Yeah. I mean, good God, what does it take for you to live? I mean, you should be putting $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month on these debts.
Yeah, I mean, our take-home pay probably per month is about $8,000.
Oh yeah, you're in Canada. I forgot you guys get your butts taxed off. We whine about taxes in the U.S. and you make us look like champions.
Are you guys investing too at all?
Yeah, she has an investment account here. We call it's a tax-free savings account, right? So you get to and you get to invest and you get to take it out tax-free, but you're capped at about $6,000 a year to put in.
Yeah, you need to stop investing temporarily and work what we call the baby steps. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, just based on the podcast. Like, I've thought about getting Financial Peace University. I didn't know if it translated over to Canada, but I'm sure the principals would too.
The principals do. I'll send you a copy of the Total Money Makeover book. And George, then he would work the baby steps.
Yeah, so baby step 1 is a $1,000 starter emergency fund. Likely you guys have that. And then baby step 2, again, you're pausing investing. We're not borrowing another dime. You're going to pay off all of your debts from smallest to largest balance with the debt snowball method. So you make minimum payments on all the debts, but on that smallest one, attack it with a vengeance. Throw as much extra as you can at it, and it gets knocked out real quick because it's the smallest one. Take that payment you freed up, apply it to the next and to the next until you're completely debt-free. And if you do it that way, making 165 and maybe working even more, maybe you get a side hustle, you guys can clean this up in 2 years.
No eating out, no vacations, no investing, No over taxation. Don't over withhold. Make sure your withholding is the only what you have to pay in taxes, no more. You don't want to get tax refunds like we do in the U.S. It's a bad idea. And you guys got to live on beans and rice and beans, because you have made a freaking mess at 25 years old with babies. And that's not unusual. You're not a horrible person. Most people live like you're living. But as you described when you opened the call, when I picked up the phone, it's no freaking fun. Normal sucks. And I don't want to be normal. So you got to get mad and pay. And if you got any savings at all that's not retirement savings, start throwing it at these debts tonight. Knock out that $1,000 credit card, cut it up. Knock out that $5,000 credit card, cut it up. Knock out that little $14,000 personal loan and be done with it. Man, that right there is only 20 grand. You should be done with that in just a few months. And then that gets you down to the home equity line and the house, and then I want you to plow through that home equity line as fast as you possibly can, or refinance the house and roll the home equity line into it, either one. But no more borrowing ever. You need to have plastic surgery, chop up the credit cards, a plastectomy. You need to decide, I'm not living like this anymore, so that you can get clear of this, because you've spent more than you make your entire married life. And it's reached the end mathematically. You don't have that option to do that anymore. And it's stressful, and it makes you feel shamed, and it puts a strain on your relationship. And you guys, as a couple, as two grown-ups, have to live on less than you make. Period. No exceptions. And by the way, Connor, that's all of us. All of you people listening, all of you people watching, you have to live on less than you make. And I was the master at spending money and borrowing to cover up my disorganization, my impulsive spending, my entitled mentality. I had all of that in my 20s. And it's one of the things that led me to build a business that caused me to go bankrupt. And that's how I learned all this stuff, was the hard way. So I've done it worse than you.
And one of the biggest traps out there is when you play the shell game, you start moving the debts around. Well, we can consolidate that. We can wrap it into the HELOC. And you feel like you did something because action was taken. But you just moved the debts around and didn't clean any of it up. In fact, it probably is worse now because they're not separated, so you don't get to do the debt snowball with a giant HELOC sitting there. And so this is the stupid tax that we talk about. And one day you look back and go, man, remember when we were young and we made all those decisions? Well, at 27, you guys are going to be completely debt-free if you do it this way with the rest of your life ahead of you.
Or sooner. Yeah.
You heard, Dave. Get to work.
Yeah. I mean, I want you guys.
18 months?
Beans and rice. No freaking life. And I don't care if your broke friends are making fun of you. If your broke friends are making fun of your financial plan, that means you're right on track. It's like fat people making fun of your diet. You don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to build a future here. And you don't have any credibility to make fun of me. So you don't get a vote in my life. And when you reach that kind of stuff, that's when everything changes. And so you and your wife tonight need to have a come to Jesus meeting, and the two of us say, all right, we are not doing this anymore. Brand new life. 2 children, having children, no more. We're 2 adults now. And we're going to make adult decisions, and we're going to get after this. And adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. And I got to tell you, I don't care if you're 55 or you're 25. If you just do what feels good, I work so hard, I deserve it. You don't deserve nothing. Shut up, you whiner. You deserve it when you saved up the money and paid for it because you worked your butt off. That's when you deserve it. Until then, you didn't deserve it. I work hard. Like we all don't work hard. You want some cheese with that wine? Shut up.
Dave just served up a charcuterie board right there.
I'm serious, man. I deserve. You don't deserve it. You deserve to get off your butt and straighten things up. That's what you deserve. That's it. I'm not yelling at you, Connor. I'm yelling at everybody.
CHM isn't health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry. Check it out for yourself at chministries.org/budget.